Welcome to our top posts. Your not so unique dose of Reddit. Smiley face. r/AskReddit. Not wanting to die, but not wanting to live. Man can't relate better. I'm in a mental institution right now, and they won't let me leave, because they fear that I'll kill myself after consuming cannabis. You get access to your phone/internet there? The place I was in seemed determined to bore me to death. Fantastic idea, give the depressed suicidal guy a few weeks with nothing to do but think. What could possibly go wrong? To preempt concerned replies, this was years ago, when I was in a much worse place, and not very well medicated. Sleeping all the ducking time. Poor diet as well. I always felt fatigued and not myself. I felt like this for all of college. Got diagnosed with depression, but also found out my vitamin D and thyroid levels were crazy low. Depression meds, some vitamin D and thyroid meds later, and I'm still depressed lol, but not nearly as bad. How did your energy levels change after starting the thyroid meds? I just got diagnosed with hyperthyroidism today, and I'm really excited by the prospect of not being exhausted all the damn time. Not op but have the same diagnosis by the sound of it. Hyperthyroidism with VD deficiency and a sprinkling of depression for flavor. Was really excited when I found out why I felt deflated all the time, and that apparently I would feel like a new person after my levels normalized. Sadly meds haven't made any noticeable difference, even though my levels are now up to normal. In sincerity though, I hope they work well for you. When everything in my life was great objectively, yet I still wanted to kill myself. Edit. So this comment kind of blew up a little, and I'd therefore like to respond to a few reoccurrences. First, thank you for your support. I'm doing much better now, after going to therapy with a therapist and psychiatrist, and starting on an amazing medication I didn't know about called mirtazapine. Second, I see some people informing others to do things like work out and eat right. This is great advice, and it works for some, but not all. I've always had a pretty good routine. I play music, exercise 6 times a week, eat vegetarian unless I lift weights, avoid sugar unless it's my weekly cheat day, I draw, I'm in grad school, I'm writing a book, the list goes on. But like I said above, everything was fine objectively. This doesn't always work for everyone, and some people may need more. Third, for those of you who are struggling, my heart goes out to you. Be sure to keep trying to keep your head above the water. I would suggest trying to form a solid routine first, but if that doesn't work, try therapy. If therapy doesn't work, ask your therapist to refer you to a psychiatrist and they will find out what needs to be prescribed. If any of you need anyone to talk to, just PM me. I know when you get to that place that you don't want to talk to anyone, or you feel that maybe no one wants to talk to you, but just remember, they do. I'm here if you would like any advice regarding personal experience of getting on the proper track, or if you just want to vent. Huge sign was insomnia, but I think my insomnia and depression are linked. Whenever I had insomnia, I had a depressive episode. Although, in the beginning the depression was light, in which I only lost motivation and questioned a lot. It's also a good sign of a manic episode. I have the same problem. I'm not sure if the depressive/manic episodes are caused by a lack of sleep, or if I'm not sleeping because of the episodes. I can go days without eating a single thing when I have them too. I feel like I'm fine, and it's all in my head, but then someone asks me if I'm okay, and I just break down, because I realize that I'm not, when it's pointed out to me. I haven't been diagnosed with anything, because I'm scared to see a doctor and they will tell me I'm faking it all, because of how mainstream mental illnesses are becoming. When everyone around me was smiling and laughing, and I felt like I was watching them through a glass window. What were you diagnosed with? I go through phases where I feel that way, and then a week later I feel as normal as ever. That is called dissociation, and can be caused by a number of different mental illnesses. Most commonly PTSD and depression, but plenty of others too. Worth mentioning it to your doctor. Having the back quote, "If I just died today" thought in the back of my mind every day, for well over a decade now, even on the days when great things happened. Yo. I'm also someone who is seriously mean about living. If I died today, nothing would even matter. I've also got tics, you see. There's a bunch of undealt with stuff in my head, and after a particularly rough patch, I started telling myself tomorrow. Like, if there's a tomorrow, you'll be fine today, kinda mantra. Now that I'm back on my feet somewhat, I still blurt it out 5 or 6 or 7 times a day. It's annoying, but at the same time, maybe a mantra like that can help your headspace. It did for me for a while. When I got out of getting mugged, it was like something out of a movie. I was walking alone at night through a park and a man pulled a knife on me, demanding my wallet. At the time I was going through a pretty rough patch. I had divorced the previous year. My wife refused to let me see our kids in case I said something bad about her. A child support order had come through, taking out nearly half of my paycheck, and all of the friends I made when I was married were supporting my ex because she's going through a lot. So I figured, duck it, and told the man that if he killed me, he could have my wallet. The would-be mugger called me a crazy ass methodica and walked away disgusted. And that's when I realized I might have a problem. My college roommate and I got held up with a knife walking from downtown to our dorm. I literally began to laugh and said something along the lines of, "What are you going to do? Stab me for a nickel?" It's about the time I realized I hold no value for my life. Thankfully that was 5 years ago, and I'm much happier and much healthier, but I've been there, and I get it. I hope you're doing better, man. Don't be afraid to get help. Paranoid schizophrenic here. Didn't know until I had my first psychotic episode after smoking a joint for the first time in ages. I thought snipers were aimed at my window. Caused me a major panic attack. I couldn't go near any windows. I broke down and got an ambulance. Once at the hospital, I told someone what my beliefs were, and he referred me to the psych wing. Couple weeks later was diagnosed and put on daily meds, which I'm still taking 11 years later. It's hard to really know what the actual first signs were, because I felt fine. I'd say maybe obsessing over things, being oddly quiet, talking to myself, thinking of achieving very unrealistic goals constantly. Dunno. I'm sorry this happened to you, but I do think that it's important for people to know that marijuana can trigger psychotic symptoms in people at risk for schizophrenia, or cause the disease to occur earlier than it normally would. Anyone with a family history of schizophrenia should definitely not smoke pot. Severe at, when I was in first grade and my teacher told me to focus in class. So I focused on focusing so much that I forgot what I was supposed to be focusing on and stopped focusing. You focused to the astral plane, my friend. Little known fact, AD stands for astral detection defection. Bahaham, my ADHD is moderate, but I hardcore identify with this. If I zone out for part of a book / podcast / whatever, I'll rewind to listen to it over again and be so focused on the fact that I rewound and have to listen that I forget to listen XD. Being suicidal at age 9 was a pretty big sign, but I think I was about 4 when it became clear that something was very wrong with me. It is a hard question to answer since my parents were abusive and most of my issues are caused by abuse. So, I'd say that I sort of always thought of myself as a failure because of how my parents treated me. I legitimately didn't think people were supposed to have emotions, since I got yelled at any time I had an emotion. And because I wasn't allowed to cry, I began self-harm in early elementary school. By middle school I carried a razor blade with me everywhere I went just in case I had to get rid of emotions. Edit. My diagnosis is a complex post-traumatic stress disorder and borderline personality disorder, thanks to my parents, generalized anxiety disorder, ADHD, and chronic insomnia, which my therapist thinks might actually be delayed sleep phase disorder. Edit 2. Now I'm almost 26, and feel like more of a failure than I have ever felt like before. I had to give up my career goals due to how dysfunctional I am, and I might go on disability for a while, and try to work entirely on my health for a while. Every other thought I have is an image of suicide. So no, I'm not okay now. I want to kill myself quite badly, but I also don't want to be hospitalized for a 6th time, since the 5th time was mostly dissociation and flashbacks from traumatic past hospitalizations. But yeah, I'm almost 26, and I still want to commit suicide. There was a brief gap where I actually didn't want to be dead. Now that is over. I really wish I was dead. Oh my ducking god, a legend just arrived here. Thank you for watching this video, and as always, if you've enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, subscribe and share this video so you let someone else enjoy as well. Have a great day and stay safe. Peace.